Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Perry the Entertainer back once again. We're going to be talking about some Monday Night Raw that happened last night in Indianapolis, Indiana. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down there. Let me know what you guys thought about Raw last night, and let's just dive right into it. I want to warn you guys ahead of time. This is completely non-scripted. I don't have the script in front of me this time like I usually do. So we're just going to go right off the dome here. We're going to try and see how much of Raw we can remember. And obviously, if we left some stuff out, then obviously it wasn't too memorable to mention in this video anyway. So let's just get right down to business. We kicked things off with the shocking reveal, quote-unquote shocking reveal of Batista quitting Evolution. He quit after he was promised a World Heavyweight title match against Daniel Bryan whenever he wanted, but Triple H didn't live up to his end of the bargain. So he said no, and Batista said, all right, I quit. He took the CM Punk approach, and he just walked away. We all know he's going to be back pretty soon. He's just leaving to promote a movie, kind of like how The Rock did, but The Rock also got injured, so it's also, it kind of plays into itself. I don't remember what movie exactly Batista is starring in, but is it going to be a major motion film? Probably not. That's probably why he'll be back around SummerSlam time. You're not really going to miss a whole lot. It's just Batista. That's all I can really say about that. But this did dwell into what happened later on in the night, and let's just go right into another big thing that happened tonight: the announcement that if Daniel Bryan is unable to defend his WWE World Heavyweight Championship, that instead of having the the Money in the Bank ladder match for a shot at the title, it's actually going to be for the title. And we had a match. We had a qualification match for that later on too. Alberto Del Rio versus Dolph Ziggler. But I'll get to that in just a second. But if Daniel Bryan is able to defend the title, he's going to be defending against Kane in a stretcher match. Another match against the Demon Kane, and we're already trying to schedule a little drinking game where, if you drink however many times, WWE says either the Demon Kane or when they say the Payback pay-per-view. They seem to say that all the time now, so we just decided to make it a drinking game. I mean, I don't see why not. You guys can come join the PTE party over here at the PTE Show on Twitter. I know, cheap plug, mid-video. I know you guys probably don't care about that, but what do you guys think about this whole thing? Daniel Bryan's still hurt. He said a few weeks ago, he said his injury was very severe, so I don't know exactly how long they're going to try and drag this out for. At least they're done doing the whole, I have an announcement this week, and the announcement this week is to say that I have an announcement next week about it or something like that. And then, I think they played it off pretty well by keeping Daniel Bryan off of TV tonight. And then they had John Cena come out, and John Cena interrupted, made a couple jokes, Stephanie, and, we all went from there. Then we ended up going into a match with Kane and John Cena, which was... It was probably about 20, 30 seconds. Kane gets disqualified and basically beats the piss out of John Cena. But John Cena puts on his cape and flies off and somehow is able to fight off the Demon. I don't know. It's pretty dumb, but I guess, they still need to make John Cena look strong after the whole Bray Wyatt thing, not last night, 2 nights ago in this recording, but I'll just say last night at Payback. They have to try and play up this whole thing about how, Bray Wyatt's going to be on the down low now because, his entire thing was how he was going to beat John Cena. And now that he was unable to do that, he was kind of found that he was full of shit the entire time. But, let me know what you guys have to think about the whole John Cena thing. Did you guys like his thing with Stephanie McMahon and everything? Did you guys like his match with Kane, like his 20-second match with Kane that, ended up seeing Super Cena come back in full strength again, and it looks like he's going to try and set his sights on the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. But let's move on to another match. Let's move on to some matches we had tonight. We had the Usos versus the Wyatts in a high-caliber match. Oh, my God, this was a pretty damn good match, not going to lie. Luke Harper, amazing on the mic, cut a little promo before the match, which was pretty nice. They played up the whole thing about Bray Wyatt. His chair was out there, but he wasn't. And, but he was there in spirit and everything, making it sound like he was dead for some reason. I don't know why. But, we had some pretty intense moves from the Usos. They cut a promo before the match as well to make it. They sounded a lot like The Rock with their charisma and everything, and they were pumped up. It was a pretty dang good match. Like I said, if you're able to find the full match, I suggest you watch it. You're definitely not going to be disappointed. Luke Harper and Eric Rowan are amazing tag team wrestlers. I got to say that. And Eric Rowan ends up getting the victory for his team with this. It looks like Ezekiel Jackson's finisher, but it's like he goes down with them instead of just plants him. I'm sure we're on YouTube here. You guys can look up, Ezekiel Jackson's move. But that's how they won the match. They pinned one of the Usos. I still can't tell the difference between the two. But that was that. They had a pretty dang good match. We had some high flying impact from Luke Harper. Didn't know the damn guy could fly, but he could. He took some brutal shots tonight, too. Some super kicks. All sorts of stuff. Dang, that was a pretty good match, like I said. Definitely check that out. We had Dolph Ziggler and Alberto Del Rio. I was on Twitter last night, and I know if you guys are watching this video and you guys are tweeting with me on Twitter at the PTE show, or you guys can check out the hashtag PTE party up there. You guys check that out. My entire Twitter timeline /feed/ whatever you want to call it. We were going freaking berserk for Dolph Ziggler. We wanted him to win. And WWE, they twisted it around, and Del Rio ended up making Ziggler tap in a pretty nice 10-15 minute match, which was not usual not in Dolph Ziggler's case. What am I talking about? In Alberto Del Rio's case, he's not really the best in-ring worker, but he'll get you there is basically what I'm saying. So Alberto Del Rio is the first participant in this Money in the Bank ladder match, whether it be for a future shot at the title or hell, it could be actually for the title. Depends on how healthy Daniel Bryan is come Money in the Bank. I believe it's in the TD Garden in Boston, I believe. So we got some time too. I believe it's like June 26th or something too. So Daniel Bryan's got some time. The Rusev thing. Rusev had a ceremony. Apparently he's a hero of the Russian Federation. It was kind of pointless, but I was surprised that WWE actually did it, especially coming off Memorial Day like a few weeks ago. I can't believe they actually tried to do something like that, and they're trying so hard to put this guy over, and it's not working. He came out to silence just like he was at Payback. It was silence, just pure nobody talking, nobody cares. I mean, the only thing that my Twitter feed and everybody in my section at Payback cared about was how damn good Lana's legs look like. That's all we cared about. But you don't even lie. You guys know it. But yeah, it kind of went nowhere considering nobody really came out and interfered. I guess now his new thing is probably that he's going to be this new Russian hero and everything. Now that he resides in Moscow, he was originally from Bulgaria, but he now lives in Moscow, Russia, the whole Vladimir Putin thing. We got an Edward Snowden reference. Anybody who's getting into that type of stuff, the CIA stuff, you guys know exactly what that entails. But that was that. The only reason I'm kind of talking about that was because it was towards the end of the show, and that's where I actually start paying attention as to what's going on. And that was that. Let me know what you guys have to say about that. I think it was pretty pointless to say the least, but I guess it's good for Rusev's character. It kind of separates him from the Bulgarian brute thing, and it makes him try and he's representing his country. He's representing Russia. He's representing, the Russian Federation and everything. And I think that really does work. And they're trying so hard to get this guy over as a monster heel, just like Umaga was in 07, 06. And I don't think it's working. It could be working, but the reaction he got at Payback when I was live in attendance, I could hear everything. And it really set in my mind what, they're trying to do with, with Rusev. It's not working. I really don't think it's working. But, maybe this hero thing really could help out, and we'll see what WWE has in store for Rusev now. On to the big thing that came out of last night's Raw was the whole thing about Seth Rollins breaking away from the Shield. Triple H went out there. Roman Reigns versus Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton was our main event of the night. Triple H went out there with the microphone and said, "I always win." Blah blah blah. Last night was Plan A. Plan A failed, and now it's time for Plan B. Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns took a step forward to be like, hey, now you got to get through us. Seth Rollins is standing there with the steel chair and cracks Roman Reigns right in the back with the steel chair. I was blowing up. My Twitter feed was blowing up. I'm on the phone. I was on the phone with a friend of mine. We were all blowing up because we thought we didn't expect it. We thought it was going to be Dean Ambrose turning first. And, we all know Roman Reigns ain't going to be turning, but, we didn't really expect Seth Rollins to change, and we didn't really expect him to turn heel so early in the Shield's kind of face turn here. Because knowing that they had this whole Shield versus Evolution thing, I thought like they were going to wait until the very end of that feud, or maybe like towards the end of the year to actually break up the Shield. But I guess I was wrong. They decided to make Seth Rollins look extremely strong, and it makes perfect sense too, because we all look at Dean Ambrose and we all look at Roman Reigns and we all look at how good they would be as singles competitors and everything. We look at Roman Reigns and we see the strength and we see the viciousness and all that stuff, and we look at Dean Ambrose and we see the mic skills and we see the wheels turning in his head and everything, and we completely understand where those two are coming from, but we look at Seth Rollins and you don't really see anything, except for obviously, we all know he's done a lot over the last few months to grab our attention, whether that be to jump off the Titantron or do some incredible move off the top rope and jump over the freaking ring ropes onto his opponents and everything and make everybody gasp and start a Rollins death count, all that sort of stuff. But this really opens a lot of holes up for the Shield. This opens a lot of holes that I was looking at when the Shield did turn face. This really does help out Evolution in the long run, because I remember saying last night when I made my video, I said, this loss to the Shield made Evolution look extremely weak by having them get swept 3-0, lose everything. And then you have Batista come in and basically quit. That spot is open, and then Seth Rollins comes in and fills it. And who better than Seth Rollins? I mean, let's be for real. The architect of the Shield, the guy who kept Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns from not destroying the Shield from inside earlier this year. So I think Seth Rollins turning was probably the best choice. I think you could have went the Dean Ambrose approach, but I don't think it would have been as surprising. I think a lot of people would have said it was predictable if Dean Ambrose turned. So I like the whole thing about Seth Rollins turning. I just want to know. I want to know how WWE is going to explain why he did it. That's what I really want to know. And I know a lot of you guys want to know that as well. So, I think it was a pretty good ending to Raw. I think it was very needed because the rest of the show was very boring. Like I said, I mentioned probably 4 things in this entire video that I actually liked. So this is really not really saying a review, but I'm going to name it a review anyway because I'm talking about what happened. But yeah, Seth Rollins turning. This could bring up – before we end it, of course, I got to talk about what I was going through. Seth Rollins leaving the Shield does open a lot of holes that the Shield had, turning face, of course. Now you have the mouthpiece and the strength. You don't really have that talent there. And I'm not saying that Dean Ambrose isn't talented, and I'm not saying Roman Reigns isn't talented, but you need that guy that will always give you a good, solid match like Seth Rollins used to be. So do you guys think that maybe somehow WWE may try to bring somebody up from NXT to join the Shield, maybe? I was thinking a guy like Sami Zayn would have been freaking cool. Tyler Breeze probably wouldn't have made a whole lot of sense. I don't really know a whole lot of people in NXT. I need to start really looking into that stuff. But, do you guys think that WWE could bring somebody back to join the Shield? Because if the way that they're going to neutralize everything is to bring Batista back to kind of join the Shield and join the good guys' side, I'm not going to be very interested in that. And I can speak for all you guys watching this video that I know you guys won't like it either. So, that's that. I mean, I liked the show last night for the most part. Well, the final hour or the final hour and a half, because that's when a lot of the stuff began to shine. That's when a lot of the stuff started coming together from Payback. And I want to hear what you guys have to say. I know this is a very lengthy video, but I want to hear what you guys have to say about this topic. Let me know what you guys have to say about how you guys like the Seth Rollins heel turn. Did you guys like it? Did you guys dislike it? What do you guys think is going to happen with the WWE World Heavyweight title? Do you guys think that Daniel Bryan's going to come back and defend it against Kane? Or do you guys think Daniel Bryan's got to sacrifice it, and whoever wins the Money in the Bank ladder match, well, it wouldn't really be in the bank. It would be kind of money up in the rafters somewhere. But you guys know exactly what I mean by that. Well, is one of the participants of that going to win? Are we going to see John Cena in the match, and he's going to be the winner? All that stuff that was mentioned in this video. Plus, go back and watch my Payback video. Let me know what you guys had to say about that. It was my first live experience at a pay-per-view since WrestleMania 22, so I really want to hear what you guys have to say about that. Let me know your past experiences at a pay-per-view event. Like this, oh no, really, we're not going to do this whole disliking thing. Not yet, but we'll bring it back sometime. Anyway, leave your comments down below, subscribe, be my 500th subscriber, and until next time, this is Perry the Entertainer. You're checking out the PTE Show. Peace.